Hey guys, welcome back to another episode
Penguins.
of 3, 2, 1.
Penguins.
No. Anyway, copyright. Not just kidding.
I don't think they can copyright us
Why not? Who
because
knows?
didn't Big Idea die?
Yo, people get copyrighted for their own videos, so like,
That's true.
let's come on.
They're like total
Anyway.
side comment, but our podcasts have been getting copyright claimed on our
On
royalty-free
YouTube?
music.
Yeah, I saw that. That was really funny. I'm like, didn't we like make this or something? Like, what's happening?
You know, this music is literally from a royalty-free site, and
Yeah.
yet somehow we're getting copyright claims. So that's dandy. Anyways, hi, I'm JJ, aka Junior Wolf.
And I'm Dr. Zombie, also known as Seth. And what are we listening to? Nerd Rant. And what are we going to be talking about today? Wait, I got it. Actually, sorry, I'm gonna do a whole little thing. Before we get into the topic, we're gonna talk about a different topic that is gonna be a segue to our topic. Sound good? Cool. You're gonna agree anyway. So what did we talk with? So, remember what I showed you earlier?
Which thing? You show me a lot of things.
The game?
Yeah.
Let's talk about that game for like 2 minutes, quickly.
Okay,
'cause I
which
think it's
game
pretty cool.
actually was that?
Frontlines on
Okay.
Roblox. Yeah.
Cool.
So what did you see? Because I play it, you know, I'm like in the world a little bit, especially Roblox. So what did you see as someone who does not grind Roblox daily, as I quite literally have Roblox Pet Simulator open on my other monitor right now?
I saw a game that could very easily be the next installment of Call of Duty, but actually, well developed.
Yeah, no, it was pretty cool. It's I was in this huge server because I forgot about Frontlines. Not that I was gonna get back into it, but I just been playing some simulators and I forgot it, and I was hopped in this call of like 15 different people, and we're just like exchanging Roblox gamer tags. And then apparently everyone was playing Frontlines. I'm like, okay. So I hop in, I'm playing, and some of them were just surprised at what this game was. It was so innovative, right? Like, not what you expect. And people don't realize that Roblox is almost a Roblox is more of a platform than people realize. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, it's more than just Roblox, here's your little blocky thing, kind of like Minecraft. It is quite literally just a platform, and with the tools expanding, you have Arthro and all these different types of models. And we have, like, full, proper game, like, even developers and studios forming from that. And that's going to be kind of the segue to the episode. Innovation!
Yeah, kind of.
Kind of.
I think more innovative technology.
Yes. So
Because
what are we going to be
innovation
talking
could be
about?
like anything.
Yeah,
Like
let's
I
talk
could
about
innovate
actual,
the next
yeah.
Lego set.
So-
like
Now you can go ahead and reveal the topic of today.
innovative technology.
Anyway, no, we're going to be referencing a lot of the CES tech conference that happened this year, 2024. I knew this was a thing. I thought this was slightly I saw a little bit of like announcements late last year, and I've been keeping up with it a little bit. JJ did not know until approximately 5 days ago.
Yeah, well, a little more. But yeah, I'm
no, because I
not
told you
as-
Monday when we did our other episode.
Was it Monday? Oh yeah, I guess it was Monday. Yeah.
So about 5 days ago.
Yeah, no, I'm not as like into the tech space. Like I don't just watch tech stuff for fun. The only time I really go into the tech space is when I like am looking to buy a certain piece of tech. Like when I went to buy my Pixel watch, I looked at a bunch of different like Android watches and like which one would be the best for what I'm looking for. And so I ended up going for the Pixel watch, but I had to watch like a bunch of different videos from all these big tech YouTubers to figure out like if it's actually what I wanted. So
Which
I
side
don't
note,
venture
quick
into-
side note, yeah. You got the watch. I also got an Apple Watch, just saying we are evolving. We are no
Yeah.
longer normies. We got
We're
watches, we
tech
got phones,
boys.
we got multiple consoles. We techie now.
yeah. Nerd Rant has
Anyway.
evolved into its next form.
We Super Saiyan now or what? Like
I don't know,
Super
bro.
Saiyan tech? After Super Saiyan game? Like is that
No,
how we're doing
Super
this?
Saiyan nerds.
Anyway, so I do want to say I think next year we should try to keep an eye on this a little bit more when it happens, because we already have the date for next year, and then afterwards do it right away, because this is going to be a week or two after it finished. So I think
Yeah.
next year we should try to do this on time. But anyway, we have a list of some stuff that we saw from not just official Fortnite, but Fortnite. I'm losing my mind. I'm losing my mind. I've been talking gibberish
Got your
all
mind
day.
on something, buddy.
I haven't even played Fortnite today. I just got my mind all over the place. It was after playing Roblox COD. I called it Fortnite COD or something. I don't know what I was talking about.
Yeah.
I've been talking gibberish all day. Anyway, we got some interesting stuff from them, like their videos and some reviewers and a whole bunch of stuff. We have 3 different categories of like branding. And then there's a few categories that I want to mention first before we get into the specific items. And I don't know if you noticed this. There is like 3 categories of stuff that I saw a lot of. I saw the random crap. And then I saw the TVs and cars. Those are the 3 categories that I saw, like the random stuff, which we'll get into. And I don't know how much you saw, but I saw a lot of like TV, monitors, and a lot of innovation to cars.
Yes, cars I definitely have seen this year. I have... It's weird. I don't know anything about cars, but for some reason, I know more about cars than I do like new fancy tech stuff that's coming out.
That's really weird.
Like, did you see the one car that I think it was
Don't
Sony
talk
just...
about it yet. We're gonna like actually get into it.
Okay,
I'm just saying,
okay,
like
all
we have
right.
different categories.
All right, take a chill pill.
Because I have like 3 different cars as like on my list.
Okay.
So we'll get.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, I didn't know if you saw that because, like I said, I've been looking at a little bit this week, and I don't know how much you saw. So, how do you want to start this? Because this is gonna be kind of rambling. The idea was, cough, JJ. Let me look today.
Shush. I'm
The
not a
idea was
last minute
this
homework
week-
doer.
This week we were supposed to be looking at some different things so we can kind of share our thoughts. Since we have different interests in tech, I figured maybe this would be an opportunity that we would see different types of electronics at the convention.
Yeah.
So, how do you want to start this? Do you just want to go down our list? Do you want to talk about those categories? And
I
go
have a question
category by-
first. About how long is your list?
Like 7.
Like 7? Okay. Because I have 3, and then I have that page I was talking about. So,
Yeah.
let's start with like a certain category first. So do we want to go like weird stuff, innovative?
I think we should
Like-
end on the goofy and random stuff.
Okay, end on the goofy random stuff.
So we can either do you want to do cars or like computer stuff? And then we can do those 2, and then we can do the other techie stuff, and then end on the really random, stupid stuff.
let's do cars.
Let's just go with that. We're gonna go with that. I got you, fam. Just let's start with the car stuff.
Yeah.
Sound
All right.
good?
Yeah, totally.
Because you already want to talk about that. So I got a few random car things. I got the names and I got the years of 2 cars. So what do you have? Not the random list of just 3. Do you have a car on there that you want to say first?
I do not have a car on there, no.
Okay. So let's start with Parkie.
Oh, I saw Parkie, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you showed me
So,
Parkie.
do you want to talk about Parkie, or do you want me to talk about Parkie?
You go for it.
Okay. So everyone knows, like the goofy thing with like all this AI and automobiles that drive for you. Parallel parking is a big problem. So they decided here's quite literally a rig that you just have slide underneath your car and it parks for you. That's it. Yep. It parks
That's
for
it.
you. It's pretty cool though. Like it's definitely, is it something practical? Like the thing that I'm wondering is this going to be the type of thing that you can like hook up underneath your car and it plops down? Like, am I going to have to take this out of my trunk every time I want to park?
Yeah, it doesn't
Or-
seem ideal.
Maybe there's segments on the road, like you go like when you pay and then it comes out and like picks up your car.
That'd
like, a
be
parking-
expensive though, because I know each individual thing probably costs a lot of money.
Of course, these are things that are just being announced. Some of these things aren't even in production yet. They're just theory. So I don't know about that one. I think that one did have I don't think we saw it being used, but we did see the physical item. So we're not sure on some of these, but I don't know how that one works, but I just thought it would be kind of cool. Just,
Yeah.
Kind of a random car thing. It's like, why not?
Yeah.
Let's see. And then I got 2 different cars. We have the like Hyundai Mobius sideways car.
Huh?
With the new steering mechanism. where the wheels can actually like turn full sideways. You can quite literally drive sideways thanks to like 360
interesting
wheel. It is set to release in 2028, and there actually was a full car there that was actually properly working and functioning, like driving like diagonally and all this kind of stuff.
That's wild.
Yeah, no, it's just one of those things that you don't really think about with cars, right? We don't think, hey, I mean, unless you're like a racer for everyday use, you kind of only need to go straight left or right and backwards. Yeah. But it'd be really cool, and just kind of make some different be able to get the roads. You know, it's almost like better, if you ever seen, sometimes it's better to go diagonally or something than just straight, you know, it's faster. So that means we can kind of incorporate our roads to be more efficient if we can go diagonally. Now, that would mean every car would have to go diagonally, and I don't think we're going to be getting to that point in our world anytime soon.
I mean, here's my question, though, right? Like, if I use my wheels to go sideways, like directly sideways, how is my car itself turning, right? Like, how is the seating part of the car turning?
It doesn't. The wheel is quite literally like on an axis. Instead of like one straight bar, they're on an individual axis. So all the wheels quite literally just turn, and you just go, instead of going forward, you're going right.
Yeah, but like then am I always facing north then in my car?
I mean, unless you full on like, you know, like driving like a normal car. But it's weird because like I said, it's not being released till 2028. That's 4 years from now. It looked like it was just an automated thing. And I wonder if that's another thing, if this is an automated vehicle or not.
Yeah. There's some interesting like nuances to that I'd like to learn about. But I mean, it's definitely a very cool concept. And I think it could make, you know, travel a lot more efficient because as of now, we have to do such gradual turns on the roads. If all cars had that, it'd probably make it a lot easier.
I think what'd be cool is like combining this. Like imagine if we had parkie like just attached to like your trunk and it like pops out or something and then it rolls underneath and you combine it with all these different features of the cars. Like instead of like Tesla being the new state of the art, like this would be a proper state of the art car. I feel like. But anyway, the final one, which I thought was really interesting, and it's actually releasing next year, 2025. And I think this might be one of the most innovative cars I've seen in a while. And this kind of reminds me of a phone I saw a while back. This is like a really early prototype, and like after like the first or second iPhone came out. And it's called the PPV section car. It is quite literally the front of the car, right? Almost like a truck, like a semi-truck. The front of the car stays the same, and you can quite literally pop the back out and change it to what you need. You can change it to an SUV, you can change it to a pickup truck.
Oh, so it's like a modular car.
It's a modular car. And that's cool. Just feels so innovative. Now, again, price and everything, that's a whole other thing. This is like just starting now. We'll see it as technology improves. But imagine like me, right? I don't like trucks. I do not want a truck. I want like a normal car. But having a truck is practical if you want to do gardening or something like that. Like you got to get mulch, you have to do your wood, you know, all that kind of stuff. Imagine I can just have a trunk in my garage and I just swap it out and use my car as a truck. Now, again, the car also doesn't look great. So again, as time goes on, we'll be able to see more design. This is a very basic model that we saw. But I feel like that can be so practical for the average person.
I mean, there's always, you know, good practicality in modular stuff, right? Like we see it happening to almost everything these days is like, if it's modular, it's probably the better option because, you know, you can change parts as needed. You can get parts that you don't need or swap it out for something you need more. It's usually just a smarter buy because it assists you more in the future.
Especially repair. Say that like the back breaks. Well, guess what? You don't need a whole new thing. You just gotta take that one part out, which would probably be in the long run cheaper than if you had to like rear end or something, right?
Hopefully.
And say that you take this to the manufacturer because you got rear ended and the back's a little bumped and there's a dent and you got to get it repaired. Instead of having to completely lose your car, they give you a temporary rear. Like you just full on take out the back while they fix your main one because it has like a design like wrap on it or something like that you want to keep. I see no negatives to this.
Yeah, except for probably price.
Oh, exactly. again, a lot of this stuff is not actually practical for the average person as of yet. These are concepts. This one, though it is coming out next year, I feel like is a lot more of a concept than something that everyone will be getting in the next 5 years. Anyway, those are the main car things that I thought were really cool. Like the parkie would be my kind of goofy one. The innovative would be the probably the wheel, because I feel like that's more practical. The steering. And then the cool, and I think could be innovative, but right now it's just cool, would be the module car.
Yeah. I have one random car thing. This isn't really like super new tech, but did you see the Cybertruck got into its first real crash?
And how you didn't realize it wasn't a crash?
Yeah, no, you look at the side of it, it looks like a little bit scraped, but it's still like intact and drives perfectly.
So
then
actually,
the Toyota Corolla it crashed into was like completely sandwiched.
So actually, did you see how there's a the reason why Tesla, the Cybertruck, is not in the EU yet?
Right.
Because of that. They don't like that. Because if you're in an accident and that is a skull, the car should be like kind of morph around the skull to like protect it for collisions. It's like a tank. It's not a safe average car, so they're not actually allowing Cybertrucks in the EU yet.
I mean, think about it though. If two Cybertrucks collide, both of the cars will probably come out mostly intact, and all the damage that will be done to the person is airbag damage. So it's really about
like, where's your energy? Like if the car is absorbing all that energy because it morphs, that's absorbing that energy that would go straight into you versus something like whiplash into that airbag. So technically could be more dangerous. That's why we don't see cars, and that's why cars are so fragile. Somewhat. Yes, I do think they're a little more fragile than they need to, but there is an actual safety reason to why they're like that. And why more cars aren't indestructible like the Cybertruck. Which, by the way, if there's a zombie apocalypse, just get a Cybertruck.
Yeah.
You got your own tank.
Pretty much. Put some spikes on the front of that sucker, and you're set.
You're set? So yeah, fun stuff.
Definitely.
Anything else, or do you want to move on to another segment?
We can go ahead and move on. You said computer stuff. We can go ahead and talk about that because I do have one specific computer stuff and another like program thing. So
okay. So I kind of got two different TVs more so. So if we can either start with that or we can go with your computer stuff first.
Well, I'll start off here for this one. The one that this is more of a mellow one. It's not like super innovative, but I thought it was just like a really cool idea and something that I personally haven't seen around very often. Is there was a dual screen laptop, me being a dunce, I didn't write down what brand it was, but
no, I know exactly what you're talking about though. I saw that a lot.
Yes. So this laptop basically has two screens. One of them can be like a keyboard. It can sit like a normal laptop would, and the bottom one's a keyboard, top one is a screen. Or you can set it up with its stand and have, two screens next to or stacked on top of each other. And then, it comes with a detachable like Bluetooth keyboard that you can use for those screens. But this just seems like a super like easy and mobile way to, bring a professional setup with you, because it's very hard to do professional work. Like me, when I edit the podcasts, I would struggle if I had to use one monitor, right? It is very hard to use one monitor for that kind of thing. So many tabs open,
right? It's just nice to split them between a few, like a larger display.
And so I have two screens here, and it makes that so much easier. So, if I had a laptop that I could bring places easy without, having to take down this huge setup and put it in a bag and all that, just pack up my laptop and my computer case and go, that would be amazing. And so, for video editors, photo editors, like even just like basic schoolwork, being able to have those two screens is amazing. And having that stand too, to be able to set it up wherever you like. Now, I will say it does look a little bit dangerous because, somebody bumps that table and that thing falls over. I don't think it's very durable, so you might lose 1 to 2 screens. But, it looks like a fantastic idea.
Yeah.
I forget what the price was, but
I was about to ask if you didn't know the brand, if you knew the price at all.
Yeah, no, I really should have wrote that down now that I think about it. But,
just a little bit, but it's okay.
Yeah, I was 2 in all. Yeah, it
That
has
actually
very
reminds
easy
me.
integration with cords and stuff too, because the one I was looking at, it had 2 Type-C ports, it had an HDMI port, and it had a USB port. So that's a lot of ports to have on a laptop. Like mine alone has 3 USB, 1 Type-C, and a HDMI. And mine's a gaming laptop. So for that being like a simple business laptop, that's pretty dang good. And with that HDMI cable and the Type-Cs for that matter, you can hook it up to even more monitors if you so desired. You know?
Yeah. That reminds me, on the TikTok store, I keep seeing these like Bluetooth monitors quite a bit lately that are pretty cheap too because there's been a TikTok sale. But yeah, it's like Bluetooth. It folds too. You can easily attach a keyboard to it, but it's more so Bluetooth, so you can connect it to your phone or Switch or something pretty easily.
I imagine that would have a pretty bad latency problem though, so...
I don't remember. I just saw it everywhere, but it reminded me a lot of that monitor when I saw it. I'm like, is this the TikTok one? Yeah. No, that sounds really cool. I did see that quite a bit, a few different people reacting to it. So I'm excited to see, because I didn't write it down, but I did see there was 1 or 2 gaming monitors that were there as well. So I'm excited to see if there's any gaming YouTubers or tech reviewers that will review it.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I'm guessing you also didn't see like any specs or anything. Like, is this able to run like 120 FPS or something crazy, or...
You know, I think it goes on sale later this year, so I don't know if they had like specs to give to the public yet or not, but they definitely had a model there for people to try, so
yeah, that'd be like a big thing I want to know. Like, could I use this? Because I feel like that'd be really nice to have, to be able to kind of balance business and work, business and work, and then also your personal like fun gaming and YouTube. Can I use that? Because imagine if I can set that sideways and I can just hook up, because is it could it be 2 separate screens too?
What do you mean?
Like, could I hook up like, if the device isn't that good, can I hook up like a console to it and use it like as a screen almost?
With the HDMI, I assume so.
Because imagine I can use the computer as like YouTube on one screen, and then I can use it for my PlayStation 5 on the other screen.
That'd be pretty cool.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, just some practicality. So that'd be really cool to see what you can do with that specifically.
Yeah.
You said you had a few?
Yeah, I have one more. It's not actually... I mean, I guess it's hardware. There's this AI companion that was on show there. It's the Rabbit AI. And this was really interesting because this is the first, like, real handheld, like, specifically AI I've seen. And I'm not talking about, like, having ChatGPT on your phone or something. This was specifically a handheld device that only was for this AI. And it had a camera and it had a little screen on it. Nothing, like, super special. This thing ran at $300, but it was fascinating because it was basically a execute this command when I, give you a code, but you train it to do these commands, right? So obviously, because it's an AI, there's already the pre-built-in stuff that you can like ask it to do, or, kind of serves like Google or, your classic like ChatGPT, like, oh, give me an explanation of this. But you can also have it like, I could train it using this camera. I hold it up and show it like, say, my Discord, right? And I train it to send a message to Seth here saying like, when are we recording tonight? And then I can press the button on the side of it and tell it like to respond to that command when I say like, message Seth about the podcast. And then I give it that command later on, and it will automatically write that same message and send it through my Discord to you. And all I have to do is tell it to do that.
Okay. So
that makes sense?
So, 2 things. One, you said it's a handheld. What do you mean by that? Like, is it like a phone?
Not exactly. It's, picture like a Game Boy and turn it sideways and take away the buttons. That's kind of what it looked like. So
it's like a proper handheld. Because the reason I ask that is because, like, I can do that with so many things already. I can use my Google and I can set up like an automated message. Like, I can just be like, hey Google, oh, shut up, Google. Never mind.
But this hooks up to like everything. So like you link it to any account for anything ever at all, and it'll automatically do it all for you when you train it to do these certain commands.
I think right now, yeah, because obviously that seems cool, but I'm just saying, like, for free, like, I can be like, hey, I have work tomorrow, and I can run this whole automation to set up a timer, give me the weather, set an alarm, all this kind of stuff for free with my Google on my phone and everything. So I'm just wondering what the difference is. And the other cool thing that I thought of when you were saying that is that kind of sounds like we're already doing that, right? We're already having this mass data input with, like, that's why Google is so big, right? Because so many people are using it, they're able to take all that data for their AI. So pretty much what it seems like is they're taking that technology, they're fine-tuning it a little bit, and then rebooting it to where we then train it from the beginning. Instead of taking, like, all these other people's thoughts, it's kind of like an us, right? Taking our internet habits and stuff like that and using that to train it. I'm guessing is probably how it's going to go.
Yeah,
which is cool.
The creator gave a presentation at the conference, and he basically said that his idea for this was so that you don't have to, like, go into your phone, open up an app, and ask it to do this. You could just take the thing out your pocket, press the button, and give it the command, and it'll automatically execute, no matter how many steps it is, all of those commands.
Because, like, again, if I had the newer iPhone with the action button, I can just press one thing, do a shortcut, open up ChatGPT, or quite literally do any shortcut, which I can open any app and do almost anything on my phone. So that's why it's just like,
another one of the examples they gave is they hooked it up to their, like, I don't know, their DoorDash or whatever, and they said, order me a 14-inch pizza from Domino's. And because they had already hooked up their one account, it automatically added it to the cart, totaled it, presented it, and all you had to do is say yes, it confirmed the purchase, sent it to your current address, all that stuff. In
so
like seconds.
It just seems like the big difference is it has access to other stuff. Because, like, Google doesn't have access to your Discord and all, and DoorDash easily. Same with Siri and all those. So it just seems like it's being able to not bypass that. It's probably got the rights. But I just feel like that's the only thing that's been lacking for these other AI and voice assistants.
Yeah.
So it'd be really cool to see that. Am I going to spend $300 on it when, again, I do what I need to do as of right now with my Google? No. But it'd be cool to see just adding that to, like, your smart home.
Yeah.
Combining that with your Google products or whatever you have for your lights and your dishwasher, oven. Like, hey, I want to get a pizza, right? Or maybe, hey, I got a leftover pizza, so it's going to warm up the oven to keep it warm or something. So it'd be cool to see how that goes. I'll definitely have to check out that one. Did you have a name for that one?
The Rabbit AI Companion.
Gotta write that down because I want to check that one out.
All right, then what do you have?
I have I had 2 TVs and then a random techie thing, which is still, like, electronic, but not quite like computer. So first one, and I don't have the other one because I saw actually, no, I have 3 things. So the first one was the LG OLED T. It is a box TV. So it's not a flat screen, it's a box. It's like, it's pretty deep in depth. And the reason I say that is because it's transparent. That's what T stands for. But because of the way they have it set up and the back screen and everything, it looks like a hologram TV. It is clear, and it looks like a hologram. You can just, it's really cool.
Oh yeah, I just Googled it. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, you see what I mean though by, like, box? Like, and because of that second screen, you can kind of, like, have a black background to, like, have your character, like, a FaceTime or something. That's kind of like what it looked like in the videos. It almost looked like a FaceTime demonstration.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. And that mentions to the one that I mentioned to you in that other video. It looks like the idea of holograms and stuff are kind of a thing. I saw a video from Midas Tech. It's like a rip-off Midas Tech clip. But he was reacting to this big transparent screen. And it looks very, very transparent. But then the video I sent you earlier this week. Remember that Zoom call that's like a hologram type thing too? So that was at this conference as well. There's like this box that you have, and you could walk in and you have a whole bunch of cameras, and it'll actually send it, and it almost looks like a hologram, and you can use that for a Zoom meeting. And I was telling JJ, it kind of reminded me of Winter Soldier when they had all the different leaders just lining up at their seats. But yeah, you can like quite literally have like 3 boxes in front of you, and instead of having a Zoom meeting on your screen, you can be dressed up, like actually be formal and be there.
Yeah.
It looks a little jarring, obviously. It's not super smooth, but that's like a current thing. Like we can do that right now. And it's just kind of wild to me how futuristic stuff is already. Like, I forgot. Yeah, so the Apple Vision Pro is at pre-release right now, right? And I actually saw a guy, and you know what he did to record himself doing that? Like pre-ordering his Apple Vision? He was using a Quest set of glasses that had a camera on it. And I couldn't tell that it was like glasses. Because normally they're pretty crappy, like microphone and camera, right? These look just as good as a current smartphone. And it's just like, when you think of that, it's like, oh, that's kind of goofy. But they're just the crappy, like, VTech ones with like a, you know, it's just kind of like an Echo more than like a microphone. But like Edith is a thing. Like you can quite literally get like Google assistants to like check the weather right in front of you.
Yeah.
With glasses. So yeah, that's the 2. And then yeah, so that's the box. And then the other thing was the EcoFlow Delta Pro Ultra. That's a mouthful.
EcoFlow Delta Pro Ultra.
So it is like a generator, but it's a smart generator, and it'll actually kind of tell you and kind of help you save energy by helping you figure out like what your house is using, whether that be TVs or your lights. And it can help you when the power does go out, help you kind of like be efficient with your energy usage. And you combine that with like a proper power box, like, you know, like power box that you can connect it with this generator. So it's just that's like my kind of random. I feel like that's more innovative, right? That's more practical, because do we need transparent TVs? No. They're cool. Yeah. This one actually feels like really practical, and the kind of the way it looked really cool, like something for like like an RV or something. That's kind of like what it gave me the vibe of, the visuals. Like imagine that for like an RV, like being able to break up your outside, inside, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, that'd definitely be really cool. The price point is a little much, you know, almost $5,000. But, you know, yeah,
like I said, though,
it's definitely a cool looking generator, and it would be really nice, especially, you know, having lived in an RV, to know what the heck is flipping our breakers. That'd be pretty swell.
Like I said, though, the reason it might be so expensive is you pair it with a proper power box. Like, it is your entire house's electrical panel. So that might be why it's so expensive. It might be more than just the generator. It might come with that.
Yeah.
Because $5,000 for a generator is a bit much.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was my random techie things. We got our funky holograms, we got our cool TVs, and we got our innovative generator.
Yeah. All right, I got one more off my
Okay.
list here, and then we can hop into our funny stuff. So this one was like crazy to me. I was blown away by this.
Lay it on me. What we got?
So this is called the Mudra Band. And what this does is it's basically like, you know, your typical Apple Watch, right? You just put it on your wrist, but then it scans your neurological signals of using your different muscles, and you can encode those as hotkeys to do things around your home.
So if I twitch a certain way, I can turn my oven on?
Yes. So they demonstrated it, right? He was basically...
Guys, look, you don't need the chip in your brain. You can just do it in your arms.
What he was doing is, at the presentation, he would move each of his fingers, and that would show up, like, on their screen as a different, like, waveform on their neurological reading. And then he, like, combined different movements with his fingers. So, like, tapping your index to your thumb 3 times, that could, like, turn the lights on in your house, or, you know, start the oven or something like that. And like you could hook this up and integrate it with all of your different like smart home objects or practically anything you want to link it to that, you know, would be compatible. But it also works as like, you know, a virtual mouse. So like you hook it up to your computer and, you know, you move your hand to move the mouse cursor, changing your sensitivity or whatever. Put your two fingers together to click, or, you know, a different finger to right click. And it's like an air mouse. Like, that's crazy.
So that actually reminds me of one thing. So my Apple Watch can do that too, like gestures. I can clench to like click, and I can double tap my pointer and thumb to like scroll. So if I tap it once, it goes right. Double tap, it goes left.
Now that is a little bit different though, because that reads your muscle movements, right? That's like basically feeling in your wrist what muscles are moving.
Yeah.
This is reading your brain signals.
But we've been seeing kind of stuff like that with like movements. Again, this would be more. I guess this would just be visual. But a lot of VR headsets have been doing that too, where you can like kind of pinch and pull and drag stuff in front of you without having to actually use a controller. You just use your hands. Which again, that's more visual, I guess. Seeing that you pinched because of the cameras in front of.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy.
Imagine though, like this technology now, like if this exists, it does not have to be restrained to a wristband, right? You could make it, I don't know, an ankle bracelet or, you know, heck, a belt, and, you know, encode different body movements to different commands, right? This could be a huge, like, accessibility item for people as well, right? Like, if, say, I don't have hands and can't press buttons or do stuff like that, right? I, you know, put on my neurological reader belt or, you know, my headband or whatever, and I can encode my different body movements, just moving my muscles to, you know, turn on my lights or start my dinner or whatever.
That's the first thing I thought of when you were saying that. That use your brain waves to like do things was like handicap. Like if you don't have an arm, like that's the big problem, right? Like in video games and sci-fi, you're connecting each individual nerve. We don't do that. I'm sorry, we do not have the technology to combine billions of nerves to this electronic thing.
Yeah.
That exists. And you could totally have it connect to a cybernetic arm that can, like, pinch or grasp things. That's crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, that one just was so cool.
I could totally see me forgetting to turn it off and then starting a fire because I accidentally clenched in my sleep and I started the oven.
Yeah, no, I don't think you're supposed to wear it to bed.
I'm saying I'm gonna forget to take it off. But no, that seems really cool. I'm really excited to see that as it becomes more fine-tuned and polished and people start like actually using it and figuring out how to use that for accessibility. I think that is one of the biggest things. Because sure, that's cool, kind of like the VR and the watches and stuff, but I feel like we can be using that in such more productive ways as society than being lazy to start the oven. That for people that quite literally cannot open things because they don't have it in hand. So excited to see that. And that reminded me, was that the last one, random techie thing?
Yeah, that was the last one I had, yeah.
Okay. I did, that kind of reminded me, I'll mention this. I didn't write down the name, but I know Sony and one of their studios working on this. It's a VR headset, but it's not quite gaming VR, it's business. And you put a ring on it, and the way it is, it's for like designing stuff, and you're able to and you can work with people as well. So if you have two people in the room and you both have the headset, you can see the same product, and you can quite literally make the product like in front of you. Like if you have a clear desk, you can kind of see how big it is and the parts, and you can take the screws out and like quite literally build this in front of you with like this magical ring. But again, also with people, which I think is a cool thing. I don't think you can quite do that very well with something like the Quest. There's no pairing. So that's more business, not something for us. But imagine like, have you seen that useless tech guy?
I think so, yeah.
Imagine him with this though, quite literally being able to make this stuff like for his 3D printer with this. Like quite literally seeing it in person and being able to drag it and expand and see what this looks like if he's making a chair or something. because he reviewed someone that actually did make a chair in VR, and then he printed it, and like it stacks extremely well on top of each other. Like it's really cool what you could do with this, more than just gaming for VR. That's it. I just remembered that, and I thought that'd be cool to mention.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to move on to our goofy random crap?
I guess so.
What kind of stuff do you got, or is this just your list, and do you just want me to give the two that I had?
You go for it, and then we can get to my lengthy page.
All right, and we'll just go until the end. So first one, and they're both kind of toilets, but one could be a toilet. The first one's a toilet made of screens. You said funky. Here's funky. Do I understand why?
What, am I pooping onto a screen then?
It literally looked like a box made of like screens, but it's a toilet.
Am I like watching TV between my legs as I sit on the toilet?
I don't know what it is. That's just what I heard and saw, and I just thought that is wild that we are putting a screen anywhere. The second one, which is actually slightly more realistic, but also kind of goofy, it is a new material for toilets. Now, this one might seem kind of goofy and random, but this actually is really, really cool. It is this new non-stick slippery surface. And the reason they're making it for toilets is if we use this, we would actually have to use less water, and it would save billions of gallons of water per day by humans with this new material. Now, it would also mean it wouldn't have smear marks and all that kind of stuff. It would stay clean, non-stick. But do you know what else we could use this for?
Pans.
A whole bunch of other things, like slides. Imagine a non-stick slide, like how slippery that'd be, like a water slide.
Cooking.
I don't know, because this is the actual material. This is a hard material. This isn't like a spray. But, I see what you mean. Like pans,
pots and pans, yeah.
Yeah, no, we could use it for that. Don't know about that one with heat, how heat works with this material, because this is a full man-made material. This is like multiple natural materials work together to make this. So I'm not quite sure, and we'll see, obviously, as time goes on. But I just thought that's like really random, but could be really cool and save a lot of money, right? Like, yeah, because it's kind of crazy how
sustainable is it though? Like, how cheap is it to make? Like, even if that's a great idea and they start making toilets with it, how quickly are we going to run out of materials to make those toilets?
It doesn't seem like it's going to be that expensive. Like, it seems like it's going to be very mass producible. I'm not sure on the specifics. Again, this is like just a quite literally just a random thing they made in a lab, and they have an idea. This is what it was used for. We can use it for other stuff. It's probably going to end up in war, because everything we make goes to war.
Yep.
But it's just cool, because it's, especially with water on Earth, people don't realize how little fresh water we have, and just how much water we use individually per day. Like, imagine washing your hands, flushing the toilet, without the water that you're drinking or cooking with. Your car uses water. So, just kind of be cool and see just how much stuff like that could save. Like, imagine that for pipes, too. Having stuff not get stuck in your pipes anymore.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That one's kind of serious, but cool. Now you can get into the more goofy, probably not so serious and innovative.
Yeah.
Maybe. We'll see.
I have some definitely interesting ones. So I have 2 pages pulled up right here, right? I have one from, the actual CES this year, and then I have one that's just like the past like decade or so has had some weird tech. So which one do you want to get into first?
All right, we got 15 minutes, so let's do 5 from last like few years, and then we'll go into CES to end it off.
All right. So the first one here, which it just looks ridiculous, is the Dyson Zone Air Purifying Headphones.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
So this one is weird. It's a headset, which I think I see a Bose logo on the side.
It does.
You can listen to music, but Dyson plugs into the front and hooks up to your mouth and nose and purifies the air you're breathing. Now, this looks like something straight out of Fallout, I'm not gonna lie, which is kind of scary. But you look ridiculous. I could see people, like, turning the front, like, circle on it red and, you know, you look like a clown walking around or something like that.
No.
But, you know, it's interesting. I mean, a mobile air purifier is not a terrible concept, I guess, but in the grand scheme of things, who's gonna want to look like this? Like, honestly.
I mean, you know where this came from, right? The idea came from
No.
COVID. Like, just people were making very interesting masks. Instead of just using the normal doctor mask that worked fine, or, you know, maybe something that you use in the wood shop.
Yeah. I mean,
there were some interesting ones out there.
It's using force-driven fans, so I doubt it would actually be helpful at stopping, you know, a microscopic virus. However,
I'm not
I mean,
saying
the idea is
practical, but that's probably where the idea came from.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you, if 5 years ago this came out, people would call them crazy. This happened 3 years ago. They're just a little overcautious.
That's fair. Yep.
So, yeah, I'm not saying it does work, but I can almost guarantee that's where that idea came from, was that few years. Anyway, moving on, because that's hilarious and also just useless. Unless, hey, maybe it works for radioactivity. Maybe it works for radioactive air, and it is for Fallout, and we can go travel Chernobyl.
Yes.
Who knows?
Here's
Moving
one. A taser MP3 holster. So
what?
So this is a taser holster, right? You hook it up to your belt and it stores a taser. But it's also an MP3 player. So you can hook up your earbuds to it and, you know, listen to some tunes on the go.
Let me guess, you're going to use an audio jack?
Yep.
So you're telling me that we got tasers with audio jacks before phones got audio jacks again?
No. The holster has an audio jack. And it
Siri,
charges the taser.
Siri,
So
I'm more confused.
The holster charges the taser, and the holster has a built-in MP3 player.
Does it have Bluetooth options?
No.
Damn.
So that's interesting.
Okay. But can we move on while I try to forget or / process this thing?
Yeah. So you got a haptifork.
Haptifork. Are you telling me my fork has haptics now, or what?
Yes, it is a haptic fork that tells you to eat your food slower. Because you're not supposed to consume a meal faster than 20 minutes, technically. If it's like a normal proportion meal, you're not supposed to eat it in under 20 minutes. So this fork will start to vibrate if you're eating your meal too fast.
I want to say something, but I'm not going to say this because it won't be family friendly. Because I'm just like, people aren't going to use that, right? But okay.
I mean, it's an idea. I just don't think it's, yeah.
Yeah, okay, moving on.
All right, here's one.
Good thing I said my actual innovative object for our funky item list.
Yeah.
These are not.
These are just absurd. So you got Belty.
What is this? Like an auto, like Titan belt?
I mean, kinda. Yeah. It has a motor in it. It's a smart belt, and it adjusts itself to whether you just ate or are sitting down. So, you know, it kind of loosens and tightens based on what you're doing. It also has a power bank charger in the buckle.
So, okay, that honestly though, like thinking about that, like the taser's a little random. Like, actually imagine your belt having that and like having like MagSafe on your phone and being able to just pop your phone like in your pocket that's like attached to your belt or something to auto charge.
Yeah.
Fire hazard?
Probably.
But cool idea.
Yeah.
That reminds me, did you see that, again, I watch a lot of random tech, but this is more than just like electronic tech. I saw this guy that actually made auto-tightening shoelaces because of a metal that's when it has electricity go through it, it'll automatically shrink and tighten. So he had this metal that like was loose, and then if he pressed a button like on his thumb, it would send a wireless signal down to his shoes and it'll auto-tighten.
Cool.
Random, and it was for like a superhero outfit, but it was kind of cool. Anyway.
All right, I got one more off this page, then we can hop to the ones that are actually this year. We have the Denso vacuum shoes.
So we got to put this on kids and get some free labor up in here? Like, let's go?
Bruh. No, these look like fairly normal shoes. If, you know, fairly normal shoes had like 4-inch pads on the bottom. But, you know, the technology's open and about, so you can't be walking in water and stuff because that'll fry these suckers. But it's kind of a vacuum on the toe. So, like, you slide your toe along the floor and it vacuums it up. Which, like, cool, I guess.
One thing I can see is, like, you don't want to get on your hands and knees, so you just throw your foot underneath, like, your desk or something, and then that's how you vacuum.
Yeah.
Instead of getting... That's the only thing I can see. Oh my god. Okay,
yeah.
Let's get to this year. Because there's some cool stuff this year that's kind of funky, I hope. I pray.
All right, so we have a plant pot. Let's see, what's the actual title? The Plant Pets. It's an AI plant pot. Your plant gurgles when they don't get enough water because there's a capacitive sensor inside.
So you're telling me it's Tamagotchi, but if I fail, I actually kill something.
I mean, yeah.
That's all I hear. But cool. It's a cool concept to like help remind you and kind of create life. If you can't have animals, but you want to have some kind of life, so you have some plants. Add some life to your plants with AI.
Yep. It'll
Cool.
yell at you from across the room if you're not feeding it.
Anyway.
We got an
moving
AI
on.
meat cooker.
Meat cooker.
Yup.
So what? It's gonna help me get my medium rare like steak, or
It's a $3,500 microwave for meat, technically, I guess. You just chuck your two like steaks into this little grill, then you like press them together, stick it in there, and it'll cook it to perfect.
So I
Because
watch a
it's
lot of
using
tech
AI,
people.
it like measures the temperature of the meat and stuff, and like whether or not it's done all the way inside. And you just let it go. You don't have to worry about it overdoing or underdoing. You don't have to watch it because the AI will handle when it's done.
So I watch a lot of tech people, and like, you know, a few of them, even the people that aren't like super massive, like Mr. Who's Your Boss, are buying like stuff like Apple Vision. I'm wondering, are my cooking people that I watch, even the big ones, are they gonna spend the money to try this stove oven out? Is it? I'm also gonna be, because I'm actually curious, because how does that taste? Like, you know, there's so many different tastes that you can get from like fire, from the oven, but it's more so like different spices.
It looks
but
more
if it's,
like a kind of grill thing, like a thing you're pressing it in between has a grate on it, so I imagine it'd be kind of more grilled.
I just wonder with if you want to add like say leaves or stuff to the side, because I know like how you cook, like you mix it with stuff, how that's gonna cook if it's in there. You know what I mean? Like I just wonder how this is gonna be available for freedom of cooking.
It is.
Versus just, let me just cook the meat and that's it. It's going to be really boring and bland, maybe. We'll see. We got 4 minutes.
Snore-reducing pillow.
Cool. You need that. I'm kidding. Maybe. I don't know.
I don't snore, but I sleep with my mouth open. It sucks. But no, this pillow is supposed to detect, basically, I guess, snoring sounds and movements in your head. And it will kind of turn your head around in a non-aggressive way. It'll like form itself so that you roll into a position where you're not going to be snoring.
Wonder if the medical benefits of this. Because like, you know, a lot of times like stuff like snoring could be like from a CPAP machine, right? You need like an actual medical device to help you with that. So I wonder if this will help this as much as that.
Yeah,
We'll see.
definitely.
All right, next thing.
A stalker robot that watches you while you sleep.
All right, moving on.
A computer you put in your mouth. It's a toothbrush.
Okay.
It's an AI toothbrush that gives you voice tips via bone conduction.
It's gonna like tell you got a cavity, brush your more. There's plaque. Like what?
It's like, oh, go a little bit more down, you miss a spot. Oh yeah, right there. That's the one. Yeah, brush
Okay,
right there.
Go ahead and move on. Thank you.
A dead mouse alarm. What?
I'm gonna guess this
Flappy.
is two things.
Its name is Flappy. Excuse
So
me.
it's either you put it on a mouse trap, and when it closes and kills or traps something, it lets you know. Or maybe it's for your electronic mouse,
Bro,
and it
no,
alerts you.
It's a cat door that detects if anything more than your cat is coming inside.
It's a door.
It's a cat door that alerts you
door.
if the cat is carrying a dead object in its mouth. Bro, you think I wouldn't know by the smell?
I mean, it's not like if it just killed something, it's gonna be freshly rotting. A lot of
Correct.
animals are hunters. Like, they very often kill, like, stuff in farms. Not farms, but, like, in gardens. That's why people actually buy it sometimes, is to kill some mouse that might be in your garden. So if it just killed it, you might not know.
Yes.
So, I guess now you know.
Now you know. The more you know. All
Okay.
right, well, that sums it up.
Cool.
Yep.
I'm very happy I said my innovative, funky thing after all that.
Yep.
I feel like the only one I actually think I can get behind the cat door. I think that one actually seems pretty decent. Because again, like something like farmers, right? They
There's a-
actually do constantly buy cats. Maybe not to scare away the creepers, but to get snakes and small rodents. So I
Yep.
can see something like that being useful. Other than that, yeah, it's all pretty useless and random and stupid.
Wow, it's almost like that was the category.
No, the category was funky.
I'd say they're pretty funky.
Funky. That's something.
Anyways, leave your
We
thoughts
invent
in the
anything, don't
comments
we?
below, both on YouTube and Spotify. Let us know what you thought, and let us know if there was any interesting tech that you guys saw this year that we didn't talk about. Because, you know, there's definitely a lot we missed. Like, there's been a lot of tech coming out recently that
Yeah.
has been, you know, I guess new ideas is the best way to put it. You know, it's a lot of new stuff that not many people have tried before, and while some of it is a interesting breed, there's a lot of stuff that is actually helpful to society. So let us know if there's anything you found down below.
I think one thing we should tack on to our podcast this year is obviously we kind of keep up with gaming and movie. We should try to maybe add a little bit of tech there. You know, maybe do one or two throughout the year if we have another big convention or some crazy tech device and all this stuff comes with it. I'm trying to keep up with that. And what can you do if you want to know when we post something about that, JJ?
You can ring the notification bell both on Spotify and on YouTube, and I guess the other sites probably have something similar. Follow the podcast, stuff like that.
Yep, including our social media, Instagram and Twitter at Nerd Rant Podcast. But with that, we're signing off for the last time of today.
Don't scare people.
Bye!
Bye!